Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On the 1st of June 2017, His Excellency the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta launched the operations officially of the standard gauge rail line. Elation filled the air as Kenyans celebrated the first mode of transport despite the exorbitant budget of the project. The key objective of the project was to help ease the bottleneck at the coastal port and thus the move to put up the Embakasi and the Naivasha dry ports respectively. Unfortunately, this has come at the expense of the road transport, and in particular the CFS industry. Talk about the clearing and forwarding industry, which employs hundreds of thousands of people across the East Africa region. This afternoon, in delving much into that topic, the Mombasa economy precisely, we will be having the Nyali MP Mohammed Ali, of course, and we are having the Haki Africa Director Hussein Khalid, and Mr. Mohammed Hersi, who is the chairman of the Tourism Federation of the country. Mr. Mohammed Ali, Mheshimiwa, karibu sana, honorable. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us and making time for us this afternoon. Mheshimiwa, you planned out something which is a plan that you are to file a petition in Parliament, a motion seeking to impeach CS James Macharia, a petition that was dismissed on the grounds that it had lack of evidence, lack of annexures, and lack of, you're accusing rather the CS of lack of participation, right? We're going to talk much about that. And then the next process, you said they're going to put them on the public domain, the public court, of which you went out yesterday, right, to mention some of the beneficiaries of the tender. If that wouldn't work out, you said that you're going to go back to the people. And from what we're looking at, you've went directly to the public domain. You did not wait until the parliament summoned the CS. Mheshimiwa, are we looking at a political solution to economic problem?
Let me first of all rectify you.
Yes,
you
please.
Said that I went direct without the parliament summoning the CS.
Yes.
That is wrong and that is not right.
Okay.
Actually, we followed all the due process.
Okay.
When this problem started, we coast leaders came together. And
Okay.
We had a first meeting with the CS for Internal Security, Matiani.
Apologies for that, Honorable Mheshimiwa. There is some small technical hitch. But again, in the meantime, sorry, as we are waiting for the technical hitch to be fixed, let's watch at some of the clips that Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, let's look at some of, apologies for that, yes. Let's listen to what the Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, had to say regarding the motion that Mohammed Ali filed to impeach CS Transport James Macharia.
Honourable members, this is communication number 39 of 2020 relating to notice of motion for the removal of the Cabinet Secretary for Transports, Infrastructure, Urban Development and Public Works. Honourable members, I wish to notify the House that pursuant to provision standing under 66, subsection 1, on the 17th of June 2020, the Clerk of the National Assembly did receive a notice of motion from the member for Nyali constituency, the Honorable Mohammed Ali Mohammed, MP, notifying his intention to move a special motion for the removal of the Cabinet Secretary for Transport, Infrastructure, Urban Development and Public Works, Mr. James Macharia, EGH, in accordance with the provisions of Article 152, Clause 6 of the Constitution and standing orders 64, 1A and 66. The proposed motion seeks the resolution of the House to require His Excellency the President to dismiss the said Cabinet Secretary from office on two grounds. That's number one, gross violation of Articles 10, Clause 1, Paragraph C, and 2, Clause Paragraph A, and 73 of the Constitution. Number two, gross misconduct contrary to Article 125 of the Constitution. Honourable members, from the onset, allow me to observe that I have previously guided this House on the processing of special motions for removal of state officers, including on the thresholds that must be met under 3 and 2. Consequently, I will not attempt to restate my guidance. Further, as you are aware, every member has a right under Article 152, Clause 6 of the Constitution, and Standing Order number 66, to move the House to remove a cabinet secretary. The standing orders require that before giving notice of such a motion, under Standing Order number 66 in the House, the member must, however, deliver to the clerk a copy of the proposed motion in writing, stating the grounds and particulars in terms of the said article, upon which the proposed motion is made. The notice ought to be signed by the member and also signed in support by at least 1/4 of all members of the Assembly, which are 88 members of this House. Honourable members, Standing Order 47, subsection 3, and indeed my previous communications on this matter require that upon receipt of the proposed motion, the Speaker is to make a determination on its admissibility and dispose of the motion within 3 days. The criteria for admissibility is provided for under Standing Orders 64(1)A and 66, and the precedents contained in my previous communications on motions and procedure for removal of persons from constitutional offices. In furtherance to the provisions of Article 259, Clauses 5 and 6 of the Constitution, regarding the counting of time, today's sitting presents the earliest opportunity for me to make the decision on the proposed motion known to the House, since the 3 days ended yesterday, which was not a sitting day. Honourable members, in this regard, I wish to observe as follows. 1, it's evident that the motion proposed by the Honourable Member for Nyali constituency has fulfilled the precondition of requisite support under Article 152, Clause 6 of the Constitution, and Standing Order 66, subsection 1, having been supported by 90 members who have appended their respective signatures alongside the motion. And number 2, whereas the Honourable Member has specified the particulars under each ground and also cited Articles 10, 73, and 125 of the Constitution as the provisions that the Cabinet Secretary has allegedly violated, the proposed motion fails on one important requirement. Standing Order 64(1)A requires that a proposed motion be accompanied by necessary evidence, including annexures or sworn testimonies in respect of the allegations. Indeed, the only way that the Speaker is able to make a determination as to whether the particulars provided under each ground may contain a gross violation of the Constitution or gross misconduct is by examining the evidence so provided in support of the allegations before approving the motion. The notice of motion by the member for Nyali constituency lacks any annexures or sworn testimonies or any other evidence thereto. In the circumstances, I'm unable to confirm whether the allegations contained in the notice meet the thresholds, or indeed whether there are any nexus between the allegations and the role of the Cabinet Secretary as required.
Thank you so much. That was what the Honorable Justin Muturi, the Speaker of the National Assembly, had to say. But again, immediately after that, that was 2 days ago, and after that, the two next consecutive moves that the Honorable Member of Parliament for Nyali constituency, Mohammed Ali, took. Here are some of those clips.
Kwa leo nitaanza kwanza na maamuzi ya Spika wa Bunge hapo jana aliposema ya kwamba grounds za kumimpeach Macharia zilikuwa sawa kabisa, lakini sikuweza kumpa ushahidi. Lau kama walikuwa wanataka ushahidi, wangeliitisha katika stage ya kwanza na ya pili na ya tatu, lakini wote walidhibitisha na kusema ya kwamba kila kitu kiko sawa. Kawaida tuna table hizi evidence in the floor of the House because we have immunity. We can mention who are the real people who are killing the good innocent people of the Republic of Kenya. But because walikuwa wanaogopa tukifika hapo tutazitaja, ndio waliweza kuua hiyo motion yetu mapema isifike katika floor of the house. Lakini tunataka kumwambia speaker wa bunge, hatuja kufa moyo, bado tutaendelea. Tunataka pia kumwambia CS Macharia, umejaribu sana, umetumia pesa kuleta wabunge pamoja na kukusaidia. Umetumia kila njia kuhakikisha kwamba hii mswada itafika katika bunge. Hii mswada leo tunaiweka wazi kwa waandishi wa habari na Wakenya waweze kujua ni yapi yanayojiri. Jana nilipomuona ndugu yangu Junet Mohammed aliposema ya kwamba wao ni kama ng'ombe, sasa nimekubali hakika wao ni ng'ombe. Baada ya yeye kutoa matamshi na kuambia wana ODM wote wasitie sahihi, nimeelewa ni kwa nini aliwaambia wasitie sahihi. Kwanza, kisu kilinolewa, wapwani wakapewa wajikate ili wale wengine pia wachukue wakate nafasi zao. Nataka kusema ya kwamba 80% ya uchumi revenue collection ya bandari ya Mombasa haiendi kwa serikali.
Thanks so much, Suleiman Achusov Tumbo and Abdul Ghafoor Anasi right there for that clip. And apologies once again for the few technical hitches that we just experienced a couple of minutes ago. Now, Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, now, are we looking at a political solution to an economic problem?
I think that's where we are heading, because we've tried all the diplomatic way. We had, before the technical problem, we had a meeting with the CS for Internal Security, the Governor of Mombasa, members of Parliament from Coast Region, the Office of the President. And we gave them our issues as to why these things don't work for us. And we can meet halfway to make sure that the people also who are along the corridor will be able to benefit as much as the others are benefiting from SGR. And we agreed, and the CS came out and he said that he has lifted the ban, and he agreed that everything now should be back to order.
Exactly, that was on 3rd of October 2019.
2019.
Exactly.
After some few days, people are calling, Mheshimiwa, nothing has been done. Then we try and engage the CS through Parliament. He gave, the transport, the chair of transport committee in Parliament by then was Honorable Moses Kuria. He gave a notice in the floor of the House saying that the CS is in full agreement of what we agreed at the Office of the President. Then we waited again, nothing happened. So we now went to the upper house, the Senate. We went to the Senate and same transport committee. He was brought there with the MD Kenya Ports, the CS himself, KRA guys, and all of them took an oath. And they agreed. That was 4th of December last year. They agreed that this thing will work out now, and there will be no more hula baloos. So we agreed, and we say, fine, let's go. Come this year, nothing is moving. Same. So the guy, he has committed perjury. First of all, you take an oath and you don't do what is needed. He has treated us badly as members of Parliament. He doesn't respect the House. He doesn't respect all the meetings that we do. And here comes again Macharia with his people to defend himself, saying that he's a good man. So after following all the diplomatic way, we decided now, let's have a vote of no confidence against him to impeach him, because the man does not respect the constitution of this country. Your
Mvita counterpart on the floor of the House on 25th of June 2020 again raised the issue on the floor of the House, and the Speaker gave a directive to the Transport Committee chairperson to summon the minister within 1 week. Couldn't you wait for this before you go out public with this, Mohammed Ali?
The person who doesn't respect the courts, the person who doesn't respect Parliament, will not make any change. He was summoned, but he never shows up. That is he likes playing those dirty games of not showing up. He feels that because he controls 47% of the budget of this country, he has 5 PS under his watch. He thinks that he's so powerful to come to Parliament to iron it out. So the issue of waiting, we have waited more than enough. We cannot wait. Even you, if you have a very disturbing woman, a nagging woman who keeps on disturbing you every time, you look for a solution. You either marry another one or you give her a divorce and move on with life. So we want to divorce Macharia because he doesn't want to listen to us. Through all the legal means, through all the constitution of this country. So we've waited more than enough, and we decided now let's impeach him so that we can have a good CS whom we can now talk to and continue with the conversation.
So you agree that this is a political move?
It is a political move, because
so
if somebody doesn't want to listen to our people,
yes.
I'm not talking about my stomach or my wife or my children. I'm talking about cost economic issue, which will be sorted legally or politically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hussein Khalid, thank you so much for joining us. Hussein Khalid, few months ago, you were involved in the Black Monday activity, whereby you led, amongst other leaders, of course, you led residents of Mombasa on the streets to demonstrate against the directive issued by the CS James Macharia. This again resulted into the meeting on the 3rd of October 2019, where Honorable Mohammed Ali just told us about the proceedings of the meeting, where they met as elected leaders of the Mombasa, CS James Macharia and Dr. Fred Matiang'i, of course, and the office of the president represented at the meeting. This was one of the results of picketing. But again, it died a natural death. Hussein Khalid, is this a move that you think it would yield results to revamp the Mombasa economy? Hussein? Again, once again, we are having technical hitches on the same, getting Hussein Khalid. I'm going to pose the same question to you. Picketing, it's something that you put it as a third resort, okay, for as far as your process is concerned, picketing. But again, you see the result that it yielded on 3rd of October 2019 when the directive was issued, and then it led to that directive being revised. Of course, you said the implementation was another challenge, but at least it was given. It's something that yielded fruits. Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, what do you think, how do you think effective that the picketing was during those times?
You see, they normally say that there is no power like people's power.
Okay.
Sometimes the people who in power, if they don't listen to the people who made them sit there, then you go back to your people to make sure that they come down and listen to you. You asked a very nice question. You asked me whether this is a political move, and I said yes, because collecting the signatures needs lobbying, and you know, we are politicians, all of us.
Exactly.
So you cannot ask me whether it is political and I'm a politician. Of course, for me to get the number to impeach, I must be political to get the numbers. But yes, picketing is another thing that we are going to look at. We said that in our last press conference, we said that we are going to look at picketing, legal action, even if it is now to go to the East African court or any other court that will listen to our issue, and sitting down with our people and listening to what other option that they want us to put on the table. And that is coming very soon. We have tried all the channels. Picketing will be coming very soon. And we are going to involve Haki Africa, Muhuri, all human rights organizations, because as we speak, Mombasa economy is dead. Nothing is moving. People are suffering, people are dying, but the profit goes to 3 or 4%. I've been explaining there that 80% of revenue collection does not go to the Republic, the government of the Republic of Kenya. 80% of revenue collection does not even help the people within that vicinity. So it means that 80% of the revenue collection at the port basically is being divided among 3 or 4 people. It doesn't help us. Look, we are in a new constitution. We have a devolved government. We have 47 counties. Each counties, you know, the profits within the county goes to its people. Building the roads, building the economy of that town, building hospitals, infrastructures, and putting everything in order. We, the people of Mombasa, depend on the port. If that port is not going to help us, where do you think that the help will come from? Because all the 80% of the port has been taken away. Look at the jobs. The youths there don't have jobs. And the port is ours. Today, they have the audacity to tell you that, Mheshimiwa, we want to give you 2 jobs from your constituency. Out of 450 jobs, they have the audacity to tell us, let our tuawili, we give them work. 80% of jobs in the port should belong to the local people, Coastarians. Second thing, even the MD position should remain with us, because it is our county, it is not the county. You have never seen Abdallah or Hussein in Nyeri County. You have never seen Abdallah Hussein in Rift Valley County being the MD of a certain thing or organization. So if it is Majimbo, let us help everybody equally.
Fully fledged Majimbo.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's your statement, Mheshimiwa, and we're going to get back to that. Mheshimiwa Mohammed Hersi, thank you so much for making time for us this afternoon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thanks to Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali.
Asante, welcome into the discussion. Mheshimiwa Mohammed Hersi, this is an economic problem coming from the private sectors. I mean, Mohammed Ali said that, Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali here in the studio said that they have tried all possible means and the best that they could get now is to go politically. From, you are the chairperson of the Kenya Tourism Federation, and of course, I mean, you are in the private sector bodies for as far as business is concerned, and this is an economic problem. Economy of Mombasa is what we are talking about. Is there any other way that we can go besides the political move? Mheshimiwa.
I think is that we have different arms of government that all do different duties. So Parliament, and he is actually a member of Parliament. We fully support him that he needs to do his work and he needs to deliver on the house on anything that is affecting Nyali and anything affecting Mombasa and Kenya coast and national, at large. He's at liberty to bring any action to the house and debate it, and probably so that we are able to. The bottom line is that the interest of these people, his constituents, come first, and then others come second. And what he's doing, I think, is the right thing. So you cannot really for politics and economics, so things politically, so be it. I mean, the right thing by going to the floor of the house in legislate and push things forward. I fully support such a move because you have very on the issues, on whether it's touching on agriculture, whether it's touching on fishing, whether it's touching on tourism.
Again, once again,
bringing it up, we are happy.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Hersi, for that. But again, before we go on a very short break, Mheshimiwa, you said it's time to take a political angle, and of course, Mheshimiwa Mohammed Hersi as well said that, of course, it's your right, you're a politician, you can do that. But in a bid of collecting signatures, Mheshimiwa, you collected enough signatures to oust the CS James Macharia, and some of these legislators came back and said that, you know what, we were deceived and we didn't know that we were signing a petition, including some of the members of parliament that you align yourself with.
You see, first of all, the standing order is very clear. Once you sign, you can never reverse. The standing also is, again, very clear, that before a member signs, there must be grounds attached showing the reason as to why you want a certain person to be impeached. So these members read the grounds. Even if you look at the papers that have been spread online, you will see on top, it's written in bold and capital letters, impeachment of CS for Transport James Macharia. So when somebody pulls back and say that, he knew that it was something else, then you should recall such an MP, because these are the people who are making us suffer in this country, pretending, living in a world full of some dirty political games. This, like, for example, my colleague Paul Murigi, a young man like me from Meru, a graduate who says that he signed thinking that it was a SACCO. Which SACCO do you sign with 90 signatures? Am I borrowing money to buy Kenya? So you need to sign like 5 or 3 people if it is all about money in the SACCO. You know this. So first of all, you cannot reverse. The standing order is very clear. And secondly, those members of parliament, close to 50 members of parliament who came together and made a press conference, they were making the press conference in support of their own people, because they are looking at it central way. Naivasha is in central. All those members of parliament who spoke are from Central.
But you have,
they are protecting.
We had members of parliament. We had Mishimboko as well, and we had Mishimboko and the Kisauni member of parliament as well, who attended that press conference outside the parliament buildings, where they were saying that they did not know what they were signing.
And that was the saddest part, because first of all, Mishi never signed.
Yes.
Alimbogo never signed. The lady from Lamu never signed. Some of the members of from Mombasa never signed. We only have like two signed, from Jomvu and from Changamwe signed. The rest from Mombasa County never signed. So when you see a colleague who comes from Mombasa County joining with the forces to say that everything is okay in Mombasa, then there is something wrong. First of all, those people are siding with the people who are protecting their interest in Naivasha. Alimbogo is not a member of parliament for Naivasha. Neither is Mishimboko. And you can see the politics of Kenya. Oh, we shall give you this, we shall do this, take this money, defend, which is very bad, because coast leadership should have united. And I'm very happy about the people who signed, like Sharif of Lamu signed, Aisha Juma, Katana, all these people from Kilifi, Kwale, they signed. We were only few people from Mombasa County never signed. They should have stand behind me and say, no, this is about our people. This is about Mombasa. As much as you're defending Naivasha, we are also going to defend our own. So when you see the likes of Mishi Mboko and Ali Mbogo, Mishi, you can just describe her by looking at everything that she does. She thinks ODM is everything in this world. She thinks even going to heaven is through ODM. So there are some leaders whom we cannot even discuss in such a forum, because your people are dying in Mombasa. The economy is bad. There is no jobs. There is drug issues. The children are chewing miraa like mbuzis every day. Mogoka, nini, they can't even question these things. The religion is going down every day. They cannot address these things. They cannot provide work for their people. Nile, when they come, tibim, tialala, 200, that's it. For how long are you going to kill the generation? Tomorrow, what are you going to tell? In front of God, utasema nini wewe tomorrow? What are you going to tell?
Interesting points there from the Nyali MP, Honorable Mohammed.
And you see, my brother, we have the arms of government, as my brother Hersi says.
Yes.
We have tried. Judiciary is an arm of government. Juzi, the Court of Appeal said that the SGR deal was illegal. That's an arm of government. Parliament is an arm of government. We say this thing is illegal. So the people who don't respect the arms of government, what else do you want us to do?
Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, would it hurt to wait until the 1 week lapses and you see whether the CS of Transport, James Macharia, would honor the summon to Parliament or not? Would it hurt to wait? Would it hurt to wait?
It won't, but he hasn't honored. We have waited for long. Look, me and you can afford bread and tea in the morning, lunch and dinner.
Yes.
But what about my people? I can wait. But for how long do you want me to wait? For how long do you want me to wait for a CS who goes against the oath? For a CS who keeps on lying? For how long do you want me to wait? For how long are people going to die there? The youths, mama mbogas, wazee. One driver has a family of 5. The conductor has a family of 5 or 2. There is those who benefit. From Mombasa, you come to Mariakani, Voi.
And the hotel business along the way. Yes,
collapse,
exactly.
collapse.
Yeah,
where do you want our children to go?
We'll look into that. Thanks so much. I see we have the technical issues already been fixed, and we have Mheshimiwa Mohammed Hersi and Mr. Hussein Khalid, who is the Haki Africa Director back. Haki Africa Director Hussein Khalid, I asked you a question about the Black Monday picketing, that you had it every Monday. You used to do demonstrations, and at least it yielded results to an extent of having a meeting, convening a meeting. The government, the executive arm of government, convening a meeting on the 3rd of October 2019, where the directive was revised. Mr. Hussein Khalid, where did the picketing go?
Thank you very much. And that's very good. And Article 1 of the Constitution affirms that human power belongs to the people. And the Constitution of Kenya confers responsibility and accounting. That so even as we discuss this,
Having again, issues there with Hussein Khalid, who is the Aki Africa director. But again, now I'm going to cross over to Mohammed Hersi, who is the chairperson of the Kenya Tourism Federation. Mr. Mohammed Hersi, I asked you a question in regards to an economic solution to this economic problem that the country is currently facing. But again, we had issues with you. But moving forward, the economy of Mombasa is dead. If I can quote Muhammad Ali, the honorable member of Nyali constituency, if I can quote him, he said that the coastal economy is dead. Tourism was one of the cornerstones of Mombasa's economy. Is it possible that it can hold the backbone now that we are having these challenges with the Kenya Ports Authority, with the SGR directive?
I think firstly, you cannot depend on only one industry. The fact that we have the Ports Authority and the Port in Mombasa, that has greatly helped the entire economy for very, very years. Tourism is being tourism is a very delicate that is quickly affected when you have any form of insecurity. And this time we have something, but it is safety and health, which is the COVID-19 crisis, which now means that all hotels are closed and we are on zero revenue, zero occupancy. So that the economy at the coast, when you don't have the port, you don't have tourism, and fishing is non-existent, coconut is non-existent, then it's true, it is as good as dead.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mohammed Hersi, for that. He said, of course, that the fact that the COVID-19 has affected, it's quite difficult now to talk of tourism as a means to revamp the Mombasa coastal city of Mombasa economy. Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, yes, tourism has affected. COVID-19 has affected tourism big time and all other sectors. It has affected the employment sector big time. You are an elected member of parliament. May God bless you for the good work that you're doing for as far as championing for the rights of your people are concerned. But again, as a leader, have you thought of empowering the people and your constituents and the people of Mombasa with other skills that may help them fend for themselves? Talk of sewing, talk of stitching, talk of cobbler, talk of carpentry, and what have you. Mheshimiwa.
You see, as my brother Mohammed Hersi put, it's clear that we, in Mombasa, we don't only depend on port, we depend also in tourism, which is the backbone of the economy. Yeah. And we also depend on farming, coconuts, the corrosions and everything that comes from coast region. If you see the injustice that has been done to coast regions since time immemorial, the land issue, when you tell us let's look for another option, we are talking about maybe doing farming, but where is the land? The land has been taken by them again. No sitting. If you go to Mombasa right now, everybody lives like a squatter. No one has a title deed in their own county, in their own region. Everyone? So when you tell me to go, the few people have, but the majority don't have. If we are talking about directing our energy in farming, where do you want us to do the farming and the land has been taken away? Extrajudicial killings. Our children are killed each and every day. Bodies are recovered in Voi. When I was a journalist, I covered about the extrajudicial killing in Mombasa. Each and every day, our children are being killed. Which manpower do you need? And you are wiping away the society. The energetic young men and women, you are killing them in the name of terrorism. Where is the manpower? Tourism. Who owns the entire tourism industry? Same people who are taking away the SGR from us, the port from us. If you go to the hotels industry right now, majority of the people working there are not from coast region. Even small jobs, you can give it to our people. So the history that was left behind by our leaders who are there before us, the attitude that was there since 1963, the attitude of saying that Mombasa kuingia raisi kutoka matanga, the attitude of saying Mombasa raha.
Yes.
The raha has overtaken us. Our children are killed every day. Our land has been taken as we preach the gospel of Mombasa raha.
Yeah.
We have never invested in education. That's why our children cannot challenge others in public domain or in courts. Everything has been taken away. Look, when I came in as a member of parliament for Nyali, wallahi, I swear, we have a population of 300,000 people in Nyali constituency, 116 registered voters. Out of this population, we only had one government secondary school for a population of 300,000. The other one is for the physically handicapped. So we are looking at this one, Maweni Secondary, which is a government school. Only one secondary. No leader has ever thought there's a problem here. Our children deserve education. Even our religion tells us, Ikra, you read. You cannot provide even education for your children, and now you want to challenge. As we speak now, we have close to 7. I have built the girls' school that brought a lot of Hula Balus, Mohammed Ali girls. Congo Air Secondary School. As we speak now, we are doing Kwabulo Primary and Secondary School. I have renovated all the schools, 15 in Nyali constituency. We have a road map for making sure in five years we shall have maybe 30 or 50 degrees. I am paying of bursary 120 million ever since I was elected for our students to go and learn and challenge the people. But when you say that, Mohammed, look, do sewing machines, do what? Hey, you want us to sit naked and say they have taken everything, we sit down and we look at them? No, we reclaim what is ours.
Exactly, Mheshimiwa, and that's what I'm gonna ask you to halt, and we go for a very short break. Let's pay our bills, but please do not go away because we're gonna be back in a while. Please don't go away.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Tegea mtandao Mambo Leo ili upate kwanza uhondo wa mambo yanayotrend kote ulimwenguni. Ujue kina cha tamaduni zetu, kisha twende shopping mtandaoni na baadaye uwajue kwa undani waimbaji wa nasheed. Kitovu cha uhondo ni hapa mtandao Mambo Leo. Weka tarehe, tuonane.
Jumamosi hii saa 9 kamili alasiri.
Thanks so much for keeping it Horizon TV right here on the live Real Talk, where we are talking about the economy of the coastal city of Mombasa. Mohammed, Hersi, we've been having internet challenges ever since we started this interview. Welcome back, and thanks so much for your patience and keeping it locked to live Real Talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Mohammed, we are talking about an economic solution to this economic problem, maybe at different angles, skill centers, look at tourism. We expound on tourism and other sectors that may help revamp the economy of this country. Look at the innovative young boys from Kibokoni, for example, who are moving around and selling vegetables amid this pandemic when people were locked down in their counties. Is there any other way that maybe we could explore as we're still pushing for this directive to be revised so as to revamp the economy of Mombasa?
I think firstly, there is certainly a hope. But we must give the opportunity to people. Nobody was born useless, and nobody was born not able to do things. Now, when it comes to tourism, I'll say that tourism is very labor intensive. You cannot automate the tourism, whether you are making a room, whether you're serving a client, you're receiving a client in a hotel, or your tour driver guide. We are very labor intensive. So tourism, if well supported, can actually support very many people and take our young men and women out of unemployment. We have seen that in places like Cambodia, Vietnam, countries that never used to have tourism, and they embrace tourism. So tourism cannot be replacing what the port can do, and vice versa. We need to complement each other, and we also need to open more sectors. And that is where the government, both national and county, deliberately go out and invest in these sectors and support the people, and especially the young people.
From the
Now,
private
when it comes
sectors,
to employment, we should also push every company that is based at the coast here and anywhere, in the country, must make deliberate effort to employ locals. That is something that we have not done very well. But I just want to correct my brother, Mheshimiwa Muhammad Ali, that in the last, 5-10 years, we have really gone out of our way to make sure that we give opportunities to people who are indigenous at the coast, and anybody who calls the Kenya coast, who calls Kenya coast home. So we need to make sure that we give all these young people, the opportunity. The days of saying that people from the coast are not schooled, I think that was serious stereotyping that has no place in this 2020. So we can work with elected members of parliament to make sure that when opportunities come up and we are coming back, that we give the opportunities to all these young people.
Thanks so much, Mheshimiwa Mohammed Hersi, for that. And from what you're saying, yes, true that you cannot entirely depend on one industry. And thanks so much for that. Now, if I'm going to ask you in relation to the SGR directive and the transportation industry, you are a big name for as far as the private sector is concerned in this country. And Muhammad Ali, Mheshimiwa for Nyali constituency here, has told us about the legal procedures that they've tried to follow. Now, from the private sector's perspective, have you tried something maybe to seek audience with the president or even the CS himself, James Macharia, to address this issue? Because, I mean, you have a big voice in this country.
Shukran. Firstly, the fact that I'm the chairman of Kenya Tourism Federation, I also sit on the KEPSA Council, which is the private sector arm that engages with government. And one thing that I am not in agreement, and we are not in agreement, is pushing everyone to use the SGR. We're in a free economy, and it's an illegality. So we agree with Mheshimiwa here that people must be given the chance to choose what they want. And to make matters worse, the ones who choose to use the SGR is actually working more expensive than using the trucks on the road. There is enough for everyone, but insisting that all the containers should be taken direct to Naivasha, it beats the goal of fairness, natural fairness. We are missing the point. And then we are not focusing only on Mombasa. The trucking business will always be there, and you can never get rid of it 100%. This is not the first time we are having train connection. We've always had connection anyway. We have very many towns between Mombasa and all the way to Busia. So if you drive from Mombasa to Nairobi today, Small towns like Mtitwande, towns like Voi, like Imali, they are all coming to a halt. And it's not that your container is being taken to a place that is running efficiently, far from it. So those are things that we must courageously address. And the truck owners are not asking for compensation of use of SGR. There's enough for everyone. Give 40% to the truck owners. And don't insist that people must use SGR and push it down their throat. I don't think that is the right way to do things. Even capitalism doesn't work like that.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. From what I'm looking at it, gentlemen, all the three of you right here this afternoon are speaking the same language for as far as the directive on the SGR and the Mombasa economy is concerned. Hussein, Khalid as well, thank you so much for bearing with us despite the challenge, the internet challenges that we've been having throughout this show. Thanks so much for your patience and thanks so much for keeping it live, Real Talk. Mheshimiwa Hussein Khalid, the question that we asked you, and you started answering that question, but we lost you in the process. We asked you, where did the picketing go? The Black Mondays, the ones that you used to have every Monday, putting the government to task and asking them to revise that directive on the SGR. Mheshimiwa Hussein Khalid. Again, we are having problems there. Hussein Khalid, you can get the footage. But again, in the process, Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali.
Help you with the picketing issue.
Please, yes,
Let me help you.
Where did it go, the picketing issue?
It disappeared because we decided now to sit down and talk. When the CS said it's time to sit and talk, and Matiang'i said he will come in as a mediator, we sit down and talk. We follow the avenues of Parliament and Senate. Then we decided, since we are now talking, let's hold it a little bit until the end of this conversation. But the conversation never bore any fruit. So we might go back.
It never brought any fruits, and then we had the meeting. It's only that the implementation was not followed up. 100%.
Yeah, because the person who should have implemented that
Yes.
is like going against the laws of this country. The court is saying it's illegal. We here are sitting here in Parliament and the Senate telling him that whatever you are doing is illegal. He takes an oath of saying that he will make sure that everything will be back to normal. He even had the last meeting with some of the members of Parliament from Coast, and he promised them within some 3 days that it will be published in the newspaper and to make sure that everything goes to normal. So this man does not respect the law. This man does not fit to be the CS of this country because, you know, every day is perjury, every day is lying under oath and everything. So we decided we might take our case to a little bit higher, maybe to the East African Court or maybe going bigger than that. And at the same time, to look at any other means that will make these people understand our problems.
So how do you balance between going to the East African Court and going to the public court?
Well, going to the public court is now political. Going to the East African Court or any other upper court means that we are not satisfied with what is happening within this country. But you say, even if we go to court outside the country, then it means our people will keep on suffering. So we'll have to fight.
In this case, then, what I'm meant to understand is that you've not yet exploited all the legal actions, have you?
We are sitting down. We just finished the press conference last week, and we've put a team together. We are having a look at it. I'm told Muhuri also is planning to do something. Haki Africa, I hope so. They're also planning to do something.
Yes,
and
they had a press conference as well, Muhuri.
Yes, so once we meet, then we can be able now to look at the grounds and then we decide. We must meet to make a decision. We cannot just make individual decisions. So we will meet with all the key players and decide the way forward.
Thank you so much. In the interest of time, we're going to go all the way to Mombasa. Mohammed Hersi, the chairman, to give us his parting shot, and then he come back to Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali right here in the studio to give us his parting shot as well. Mheshimiwa.
Firstly, my parting shot, thank you for the invite. And all I just want to say is that it's very important that government listens to the elected leaders. That's very, very crucial. And then Kenya Coast and Mombasa is a key segment, is a key region when it comes to the economy of this country. And all I want to say is that there's enough for everyone. As long as some sense of fairness is practiced, then everybody will be comfortable. I don't think even Honorable Mohammed Ali will enjoy all these attractions. So if it is done in a fair way, he will now be more focused on other things. But as things are, he will have to do what needs to be done, and he has all the rights to do it. And as our member of parliament, because I'm also in Nyali, we fully support him. But on the other hand, I also now want to appeal to government to seriously review the issue of lockdown and secession, because Mombasa as a county has complied, Kilifi and Kwale has been opened, and I think it's about time now we open the economy, because any further closure is going to affect us. The deaths, when you look at the mortality rate on COVID-19, Kenya, for some reason, thank God, it is very low. And we need to showcase those numbers so that we give the confidence to any will-be traveler coming to Kenya that they're actually safe to come to Mombasa and to Kenya for that matter.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mohammed Hersi, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon on the live Real Talk as we are talking about the Mombasa economy. Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali, now it's please give us your parting shot this afternoon.
You know, we are peaceful, loving citizens. Being a member of parliament does not mean that you don't respect the law. So my parting shot to the CS is very clear and very simple, that we don't want to fight. We don't want to engage you in a lot of issues. We just want you to respect the Constitution. Let there be freedom of choice, as my brother Mohammed Hersi has said. Freedom of choice. I mean, I cannot force you to go by a aeroplane to Mombasa, and maybe your budget can afford to go by road. I cannot force you to ride a bicycle from here to Mombasa. True. People have their own choices depending on the weight of their pocket. SGR is expensive. Taking a container from Mombasa to Nairobi is 120,000. From using a transport system road by road is 80,000. So we cannot celebrate the coming of SGR and we say now things are going to be okay, and it becomes much expensive for us. I mean, they are forcing the people of Mombasa to pay the loan. We never ask for the loan. The country asks for the loan. So everybody should pay for that part. You cannot just punish one region. So, and I quote Malcolm X, quote, saying that sometimes you have to put a gun up to put the gun down. So if he doesn't want to listen to us, we will make him listen to us. Okay. But we are ready for any other engagement. We are ready for the economy, for the revamping of the economy of Mombasa. Okay. But if he's not ready for that, then the struggle continues. Aluta continua.
Wow. Thanks so much. In the interest of time as well, I mean, a lot of feedbacks have been coming in, but again, I'm just going to read two particularly SMSs that have come in quite outstanding. Ask Moha what he has done for the people of Nyali. Let him know that the situation on the ground is not favoring him anymore. That is Said from Bombolulu. Let Moha act like a politician, not an activist. He has a choice. This is Said Mumias. Of course, a lot of feedback that we could not go through all of them. I'm just reading this to Mheshimiwa Mohammed Ali so that he can think about it and track. And
I can answer the first guy.
One second. You've already mentioned about
what have I done to Nyali? I don't give out lessons or biryani or 200 shillings. I build schools, I build roads, I bring water, I give out bursary for our children to go. He can go and look at all the things that we've done. We have Kongoya Secondary School, Pentrose, we have Mohammed Ali Girls, we have Kwabulo Secondary, Kwabulo Primary. We used to have one police station, Nyali Police Station. Now it's a it works for the people of Nyali constituency. You don't need to go to Kisauni dog section to get your problem solved. When I came in, there was only one police station. Now we have 4. We have Kongoya Police Station, we have Mwatamba, which is in Kazandani, and we have Kwa Mbungoni Police Station. Security is good, education is good, road system is good. When we talk about electricity, we are putting the electricity around the Nyali constituency. We have done a lot of street lighting. So perhaps they are used to the politics of a t-shirt, kofia, 200 biryani, dancing. I'm not used to that. So if he wants to know a lot more than that, what I've done, he can go to the ground and see. And Allah knows best. You know, this country, when people don't agree with you, they tell you, tutaonana 2022. Mungu hata hatujui kama tutafika huko. Mungu atupe uhai kwanza. So he can go and ask, if he doesn't live there, he can go and ask people what we have done so far.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mohammed Ali, and thank you so much to all our guests. We've had technical hitches, and we do apologize for that. Inshallah, we're going to have another interview with Mohammed Ali just to look at him and his progress, his development record, his track record. Any questions for Honorable Mohammed Ali, who is the Honorable Member for Nyali constituency, we're going to have with him right here in the studio at Horizon TV. But for now, in the interest of time, thank you so much for joining Horizon TV. Thank you so much for keeping it here live, Real Talk. I've been your host, Faisal Kassim. See you next week on Friday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to warn Honorable Gladys Wanga, Women Rep Homa Bay, stop speaking for the maslahi ya wapwani. Wewe si mpwani. Hatutaki kufollow footsteps za Nyanza kwa sababu tumeona Nyanza imedidimia kiuchumi, kimaendeleo. Hatutaki kufuata ile tabia ya Homa Bay, Kisumu, Migori na Siaya. Wachie uchumi wa Mombasa, wabunge wetu wazungumzie. Mohammed Ali wacha azungumze masuala ya pwani kwa sababu Gladys Wanga anasema ya kwamba sisi tunapigania masuala ya SGR. Yeye anajua watu wa Homa Bay wangapi walikuwa naishi Mombasa, sasa hivi wamekosa kazi, wamerudi Homa Bay. Anajua wangapi walikuwa naishi Kisumu, watu wa Kisumu walikuwa naishi Mombasa, wamekosa kazi, wamerudi zao kwa Kisumu kwa sababu ya ukosefu wa kazi. Kwa hivyo mimi naambia Gladys Wanga, tafadhali chunga ulimi wako na wewe ukuwe mstari wa mbele kusupport impeachment motion ya Mohammed Ali kwa sababu haya masuala yote yenye Mohammed Ali anaongelea azungumzi kwa sababu yeye ni MP wa Nyali ama ni wa Mombasa.